This is how you're going to get back on track and completely change your life by the end of the year. We're about to pass the halfway point of 2025, and although you can reset and restart at any point, I would say that now is close enough to being the perfect time to pause, reflect, and reevaluate your journey so far this year. And whether you're feeling overwhelmed, lacking motivation, maybe not seeing that much progress on your goals, or if you're just ready to hit the refresh button so you can take the second half of 2025 to the next level, I got you. Today, I'm bringing you the step-by-step guide to have the ultimate mid-year reset, filled with goal setting exercises, actionable steps, and of course, as always, some journal prompts. Think of this as your mindful growth roadmap for the rest of 2025. Before we dive in though, in case you're new here, please allow me to introduce myself to you. My name is Irene. I'm a mindful growth coach and creator with a background in positive psychology and neuroscience. I've also been journaling for almost 20 years, and here on this channel we talk about all things personal development, mindfulness, productivity, journaling, and a lot more. So if that's your vibe, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss any future videos, resources, and events. And with that said, here's exactly how you're going to get back on track with your 2025 goals and completely transform your life by the end of the year. Step number 1 is to have the ultimate reset. So I've taken the liberty to pick 3 spaces/areas of life that you're going to reset. You can do them all at once in one full reset day, but what I recommend you do is that you split them into a few days or a few weeks just so you can avoid getting overwhelmed. But here are the 3 areas. Area number 1 is your physical space. And the goal here is to let go of anything that no longer serves you so that you can make space, you can make room for new and better things to come into your life in the second half of 2025. This can include organizing your closet, donating clothes, maybe selling some on Vinted, tidying up drawers, organizing bookshelves. If you have a car, doing a deep clean of the car as well. Area number 2 is your digital space. And the goal here is to create a more efficient and structured digital life. Firstly, to increase productivity, but also to have a more positive effect on your mental health. So when it comes to your digital space, you could organize folders in your laptop, you could organize documents into different categories, also go over your camera roll, you can delete duplicates or blurry images that are just taking up space, and subscribe for email lists that no longer feel aligned. Also go over your following list on social media. You can mute accounts, unfollow them, restrict them. Very, very important. Also back up important documents into a secure drive. And you can also, go over your phone and delete any apps that you haven't used in a long time. And lastly, area number 3 is your financial space. And the goal with this space is to increase your money management confidence and take control of your financial future. So some steps you could take is rethinking automatic subscriptions that you may have, doing a budget review. Maybe you can also update your investment strategy if that's something that you do. And if you haven't started doing that, you could maybe dive into a money mindset book, something along those lines. Now that every part of your life has been refreshed, we can move on to your self-check-in. So grab your journal, sit down with your favorite drink, and let's take a moment to pause and reflect on the first half of the year. You could reflect on your experiences, maybe lessons that you have learned, document some happy memories, and so on. This check-in moment is going to help you reconnect with the version of you that you were at the start of 2025. And from there, you can assess which goals are still relevant, how your life has changed, how you have grown, and also, based on all of that, how you want to move forward. And of course, I have prepared some journal prompts to help you with this reflection. So prompt number 1 is, what were some highlights from the first 6 months of 2025? Here you can talk about any relationships that have impacted you, happy memories, happy moments. You can also write down some random favorites, like I love documenting my favorite series, songs that I've had on repeats, anything like that. And also write down any big or small achievements that you've had so far this year. Really take a moment to acknowledge and celebrate yourself. Question number 2. How has my life evolved since the start of 2025? So here you can talk about how your priorities have changed, maybe if there was a shift in values. You can document any personal and professional growth that you have noticed, and also take a look at the goals that you have set at the start of the year. From there, make a list of the ones that you have achieved versus the ones that you have dropped. It's okay if we haven't achieved the goals that we have set for ourselves, as long as this was because they were no longer relevant, so we consciously dropped them, and not because we were procrastinating on them. So really take a look at your evolution so far this year so we can see how we can move forward. Question number 3, what tasks or ideas have I been procrastinating on that I know would make a positive difference in my life? And then from there, you can take a step further and also decide which ones you're going to prioritize moving forward. Question number 4, what habits, commitments, or beliefs am I holding onto that feel heavy or outdated? In the previous question, we're taking more of a look into the actionable steps. So in this question, we're taking more of an internal look. And here you can also take it one step further and decide which beliefs, commitments, anything else internally that you're ready to release. Question number 5, how do I want to feel when I wake up on December 31st, 2025? This is a really good one. I mean, I guess I'm a bit biased, but this is a very good one. Number 6, based on this, what are my top 3 priorities for the rest of the year? Number 7, what's one goal that would make the biggest difference? Number 8, which steps do I need to take to achieve it? And here my recommendation is to break down the goal into the smallest, tiniest little steps possible. So for example, if the biggest goal that you have for the year, your main focus is to, let's say, write your thesis, break that down into tiny little bits. So what do you need to do to be able to achieve this goal? You would have to define your title, you have to do research. Inside research, which papers do you need to read? What kind of surveys are you completing? You get the idea. Break everything down into tiny steps. And then lastly, question number 9 is, what else do I need to consider before starting? So this could be any support, any tools, any resources that you need to succeed. Maybe there's someone that you want to bring in into your life to have some extra accountability. Maybe that's signing up with a coach. Maybe that's getting a happiness diaries journal. Maybe that's creating a system such as a Notion templates. Whatever it is, whatever that looks like for you. These were actually some of the journal prompts that I've guided our community through during our last online event. If you've joined the call, you will remember the incredible energy in the room. It was honestly such a beautiful space of connection, of sharing, of introspection. But if you've missed our event, we would love to have you join us on our next one. So follow Waves of Thoughts on Instagram. That's where I always post all the updates, and that's where you can find the exclusive invites and all the details for upcoming events. Once you've created a strong foundation by reflecting and resetting from the first half of the year, now we can move on to the next task, which is embodiment. Embodiment is like the little secret ingredient that's going to help you make the absolute most of the next 6 months. Embodiment is not really just about choosing a few goals. Embodiment is about deciding what kind of person you want to become during the process. Because long-lasting change happens when your to-do list matches your to-be list. And honestly, the best way to bridge the gap between where you are now and where you want to be is through embodiment. Is through acting like that future version of you would in every area of your life, starting right now. So maybe you're thinking, okay then, sure, that sounds great, but exactly how do I do that? Here's a little breakdown of the complete process of embodiment and mindful growth. Number 1 is clarifying your vision for the rest of 2025. So not just what you want to do, but also where you want to be and how you want to feel when that morning on December 31st hits. Number 2 is creating a clear action plan filled with concrete and very specific little steps that you can take. Lots of goals, lots of steps, everything very specific, so you actually have a little bit of a guide and a roadmap leading you exactly where you want to go. Number 3 is taking action and specifically aligning those intentions, that vision for 2025, aligning that with the steps that you are taking now. To ensure that you stay on track, that you stay motivated, that you stay aligned. Number 4 is rewiring your brain so that it supports instead of stops you. Mindset is honestly such a key factor when it comes to personal development. It's ensuring that your mind is supporting you, that your beliefs are strong, that you really trust yourself enough to take the steps. So this can involve doing some shadow work, working with a coach, diving into your deepest, corest beliefs, and explore the patterns that are maybe holding you back, exploring how you can move forward, because your mind always needs to be on board in order for your external reality to change. And then lastly, it's connecting with and becoming that future version of you. But this is just a very simple breakdown, a little roadmap that you can follow. So if you're serious about up-leveling yourself, your mind, and your life by the end of 2025, I have to recommend the Happiness Diaries Journal. This is not just a pretty notebook. This is your personal coach in a journal format. So inside you'll find goal setting exercises, mindset rewiring techniques, affirmation lists, mini guides such as a vision boarding 101, monthly reviews, daily intentional entries, lots of self-paced journal prompts, and a lot more. This is basically your step-by-step guide to finally turning all of those incredible ideas that I know you have in your mind into a tangible reality. You know why this journal is so special? Because the exact roadmap that it includes was a roadmap that I followed to make the journal, which was once a vision, into a concrete, real thing. That's why I always say that in my world, no goal is too big. This vision, when I first had it, I was honestly terrified. I never thought that would be possible, but now here we are. It really goes to show that when you have the right tools, the right system, the right guide in place, anything is possible. So if you resonate with the Happiness Diaries journal, I will leave the link in the description down below for you. Okay, and we have made it to the last step, which is mindful growth. I talk about this concept a lot on my Instagram. It's also, the method behind the Happiness Diaries journal, and it's also something that I always emphasize with my clients. So whether that be on a one-on-one kind of sessions or even those group lovely events, mindful growth is about building strong foundations one step at a time. And at the core, it's also understanding that no goal is worth destroying yourself in the process. You need to be your priority. You really need to learn how to rest without guilt and how to take proper care of yourself along the way. All of this, of course, to avoid burnout, to avoid overwhelm, and also to avoid that beautiful all or nothing kind of mindset that we know doesn't take us anywhere. And that's why whenever I mention personal development or self-growth, I always use this term, mindful growth. This is a term that honestly has been a few years in the making. It's a term that I came up with based on my own personal self-discovery, self-growth journey, but also on my academic background and even coaching experience. I started noticing a lot of patterns with the people that I was working with, and I decided to combine everything into this beautiful term. So this whole approach of mindful growth is a unique blend of science-based tools and findings rooted in positive psychology, neuroscience, mindfulness, neuro-linguistic programming, and even mind-body connection. So if you want to completely change your life in the next 6 months, learn how to prioritize yourself and also how to balance self-growth and self-care. One basic rule for this is doing one thing for the mind, one thing for the body, and one thing for the soul every single day. So I really recommend that you continuously check in with yourself and ask yourself, what do I need more versus less of right now? That's going to give you exactly the answer that you need. And then it's just about adjusting your daily actions and your daily choices to ensure that your needs and your goals are being met. Because you know what they say, you cannot pour from an empty cup. This is usually used in the sense of relationships, but this very much can be applied to goals as well. And that, my lovelies, is your step-by-step guide to reconnecting with your goals, realigning your mindset, and stepping into the most powerful version of you in the second half of 2025. If you've watched the video until this point, drop a little butterfly emoji in the comments to let me and others know that you're ready for your up level. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed today's video, and I'll catch you on the next one.